You know, I love NetherRealm Studios, I really do. They've shaped my childhood, they've shaped my adulthood with the games that they've released. You know, games like Mortal Kombat X that got me into fighting games. Games like Mortal Kombat 9 that I play with all of my friends. You know, Mortal Kombat 11, Injustice 2 that started my, you know, YouTube and Twitch streaming, all of that. But you really have to take a second with everything that's going on in the past 7 months with this company and say, what the fuck are you doing? What's up, everybody? My name is Tooten. Welcome back to the channel. And we have a few things to talk about here. If you guys did not hear, which it's very easy to not hear because they barely communicated it, there was a update, no download required update for Mortal Kombat 11 today. And they changed very few things, almost laughably so. And let me get this straight real quick. This video is not to make fun of NetherRealm Studios or anything like that, but I do think we need to bring some attention to some things. And if I have to be the honest asshole who does that, I'm entirely okay with that, because I want to see these games continue to improve the way that they have for the past 28 years. Every single game has improved for the most part up until Mortal Kombat 11. They've always added new things. They've always balanced their games decently well, at least, and what, you know, wasn't balanced, they tried to go back and fix. But with this game, there's some weird shit going on. As we all know, Mortal Kombat 11 has not been balanced very well from the start of the game. It's been very zone heavy, which isn't really like a problem. Something can be very zone heavy but still balanced. It's just a manner of playstyle. But the way everything works in the game is just entirely broken, in my opinion. Certain characters are playing entirely different fighting games. Other characters feel like they shouldn't be in a fighting game whatsoever with what they can do. Some of the game mechanics in the game are just completely broken, all the shit. Flawless block, once you get your head around flawless block and actually learn how to do it right, you can take people's turns away while being barely safe on what you do. Like, once you get further into the game, the mechanics really start to fall apart, and I think more people have been experiencing that as Mortal Kombat 11's life has, you know, run along, and we've gotten further into the life cycle, which has been the longest NRS game, which I can really commend them for. I feel like they were probably working themselves to death and running out of ideas doing one every other year. So I'm glad they went with the longer life cycle. I'm just very unhappy with how their communication has went downhill. Now, we've made multiple videos talking about the communication at NRS and how terrible it has been through the cycle of Mortal Kombat 11. The community manager doesn't talk to anybody hardly. No offense to Tyler Langsdown, he's been a big part of the NRS community, you know, for a long time, and he used to, like, really communicate from what I remember. Those fucking, every week, whatever they were, every time a new character was coming out, the Combat Cast or whatever for, like, Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat X, MK11, like, I'm pretty sure they got them for MKX, but, you know, it was all great. The communication was decent, at least. We all really enjoyed it, but now there's just nothing. And then on top of that, they don't seem to really care how well their game is balanced or not. I mean, we have the top 5, 6, 7 players in the NRS community on Twitter. Sonic Fox, I've seen Scar, I've seen people like Rewind, I've seen a lot of people in the FGC who are like top placers comment on how not very good the balancing in MK11 is, how unbalanced some characters are, how stupid some of the mechanics in the game are. And while they're a lot more, you know, nice about it and say it in a lot less, you know, subtle, and say it in very subtle ways, you know, I'm very outspoken about it. And now we get this no download update today, very small patch, and I mean, they did change some other stuff, and I'll let the patch notes play on the screen right now. But the biggest thing they did, the most they did, was take away 50 health from each character. Now, look, I know a lot of you guys, there's probably going to be comments in the comments section right now. We just need DLC, we just need Combat Pack 3, we just need this, that, and the other, Aftermath 2, whatever else. That's not going to help the game. I don't know, like, this might be your guys' like first fighting game, but fighting games usually don't receive content as long as Mortal Kombat 11 has, or even like Tekken 7 or Street Fighter 5. That is a very new thing. Most of the time it was, you get maybe 1 pack after launch, 2 packs, a few characters after launch, and then that was it. But the thing that made those fighting games work, the reason people go back and play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Infinite, they go back and play Mortal Kombat Deception, Armageddon, 9, X, those games might not be horribly well balanced, but there's at least some type of cohesion there. It's coherent in some type of way. It makes sense. And not only with that, but even the more unbalanced games, which you could point at Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3, they're extremely fun. They might be fucking crazy. You can do so many different things and kill someone in one touch of death, but they are extremely fun to play. You get frustrated sometimes, but you're having more fun than frustration, and that's always a good thing. And that's not something you can say with MK11. That's something I've been able to say with MKX. That's something I've been able to say with Injustice 2, MK9, when I went back and played it. I've been able to say that with mostly every fighting game from NRS except for MK11. There's no cohesion to this game whatsoever. The balancing makes no sense. Some of the gameplay mechanics make no sense at all. There's gameplay mechanics in a fighting game where you, the player who actually opens the other player up, the player who punishes the other player, is getting punished for that with the breakaway mechanic. And then there's characters in the game that can literally put you in frame traps on frame traps on frame traps on frame traps. One of the biggest offenders in the game, someone like Cetrion, is literally safe every time she has a meter, and plus on top of that, she's safe without the meter. She's plus with the meter. I forgot about that. And with that, you have the regenerating meter that makes literally no sense whatsoever in a fighting game. There's no meter management in the game. And then on top of that, there's no supers in the game. You get a fatal blow. You literally get a 30 to 45, however good you are at the game and how well you know combos, super for just getting your ass beat. And NetherRealm have done really nothing about this at all. Their ultimate solution to that was, hey, everybody can use every move in the game, minus a few, in every game mode. Have fun. And that really just broke the game more. And they've still yet to do anything about it. What keeps fighting games alive is not just the support they get after, you know, they're done and over with DLC, with balance updates, this, that, and the other. When the final balance update comes, the game is usually balanced. It feels like MK11 has just kind of been a, well, we don't know what the fuck to do with it, so we're just gonna kind of let it sit type of thing. And a lot of people are upset about that. A lot of people are on Twitter today laughing about that right now. And NetherRealm has said nothing about it so far. I really think there needs to be some more communication with this company. And I'm not talking about with DLC. DLC be damned. Characters are cool, but with the characters that we have, I want to be able to come back to this game for the next few years and actually enjoy it. And at this point, I'm going to forget MK11 ever existed when whatever the next game actually comes out. You know, I'm excited for the reveal of the next game just because I have no NRS fighting game to play right now. Yes, there's probably people playing MKX right now, but I go back to MKX and I'm like, oh, I want this to look like MK11. And that's the same with Injustice 2. I like the new release for these fighting games because the player base is there. The player base is on MK11 right now, and that's not really going anywhere because there are so many casuals. And I feel like that's kind of the problem when it comes to MK11. The design of it leans so heavily towards casuals that they mainly listen to them, and when, you know, 75% of the community is casual and they're all yelling the game is fine, DLC, and the, you know, other 25% who actually know what the fuck is going on but can't be heard are saying, hey yo, this game is shitty when it comes to balancing, they're gonna listen to the herd, the big group, and that kind of sucks. I know a lot of people aren't gonna want to hear this, but I do think fighting games need to be balanced more towards pros and, you know, competitive fighting, or this happens, in my opinion. I'm not saying full out esports, you know, go all in esports, because I'm not entirely for that either, but I do think they need to be listening to the people who are good at the game opposed to the people who know how to press 3 buttons. And that just all ties back into communication. I feel like they're just scrolling through Twitter, not really diving into anything, or they're seeing so much negative about the game, even if it's just constructive criticism, they don't really care to listen anymore, and that sucks too, because there's more just negative to be asshole criticism out there right now, opposed to constructive criticism. And this is constructive criticism in my eyes. I don't think I'm being entirely 100% an asshole. I think this is pretty reasonable. I just feel like there needs to be communication all around, more communication all around, and they need to be listening to the right people, or we're going to end up with MK11 Part 2, and I don't want to be a part of that. MK11 has not been anywhere close to my favorite fighting game. It's a beautiful fighting game. They've done some really great things with the graphics design and story for this fighting game, for this MK game. But as far as multiplayer goes, competitive play, I don't think you could pay me to touch that game right now. And I mean, you literally can't. I could make gameplay videos for that game and put it on my channel and get paid for it. And I don't want to. I don't have fun. It's stressful to play the game because of how unfun it actually is and unbalanced. And we need more than a small no download patch to actually fix that. Will we get it? No, we won't get that with MK11. I highly doubt it. But I do hope they're listening to people like me, to other people in the community who, you know, have the view of you guys need to be doing better, which there are a lot of people, big people in the community who have that view right now. They need to be communicating more, they need to be listening more, and they need to be responding more, letting us know that they're listening to us, because right now it feels like a one-sided bargain. We give you our money and you just peace out. And that's not okay to me, and that's not how NetherRealm has been for the past 11 years, and I think it needs to go back to how it was before MK11, but I'm just one dude on the internet with a very big mouth, so we'll see what happens there. All we can do is really hope and pray and get enough people talking about it. So, with that being said, please make sure to actually share this video around, show it to anybody in the community who you're friends with, and get them to share it around, because we need to have more people talking about this. We need to have that herd. We need to be the 75% of people, you know, being the loudest bunch, saying please do something about this, or at least let us know that you're done with the game so we can look forward to the support of the next one. If you guys just want to call it quits on this game, on MK11, honestly, that's okay with me. Let's move on, start fresh, new game. I'm fine with that. But we do need to know something. Even for the people who want the DLC or whatever else, just let us know that it's done, it's over, this is all you're getting. We'll see you in a month or 2, 3 for the reveal of the next game. I'd be okay with that. But anyways, this has been a more rambly video. This is more of just like a discussion like I used to do, but it was on my mind. I love NetherRealm Studios so fucking much. They're one of my favorite game developers out there. Especially when it comes to fighting games. They are my favorite game developer, and I want to see them do better. I want to see them be better. They took every step in the right direction in my eyes, from MK9 to Injustice 2. Even though Injustice 2 got a lot more zony, they were still taking the right steps and balancing that game out as best as they can, and I respected that. With MK11, it feels like they haven't taken every step back, but there's definitely been a few steps back here, and I just want to see that get fixed. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, make sure to share this video around, and also if you did enjoy it, leave a like. That helps out the channel a lot. But again, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. My name is Tooten. I've been your host, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.